Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Empowering Lives Through an Online Business. So today we are bringing you the following topic.
Okay, our topic for episode 20, from setbacks to setups, how challenges shape success.
Yes, so that's what we're going to be talking today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico, but I'm now living in North Carolina, USA, with my husband, our three kids. I am a proud digital business owner and a mentor.
Yes, and we also wanted to remind you that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register into our websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. The first one is to register to the live webinar. So that one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday, since those are the 2 days that we have our live webinar and it happens at the same time, which is 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So you can register for either one or for both. The second link that you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. So now you're probably wondering, so what is it that we're going to find out on the webinar? On the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works, and also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who were the hosts and panelists from yesterday's live webinar.
Okay, yesterday on our live webinar, we had Suzette as our host. She is an entrepreneur. We also had PV and Josh. PV is an ICU nurse, and Josh is into real estate. We also had Anna. She's a call center advocate. May is a registered nurse. And we also had Araneth, who is a detective. Lisa, who is a healthcare worker. We also had Dustin, who is a nurse, and Rachel, who is a licensed vocational nurse. So, if you too want to learn more about this online opportunity, don't forget to save your spot to watch the webinar on any of the websites you see on the screen, or you can send us a direct message and we'll be happy to share the information with you.
Thank
Sandy.
you, Isabel. Our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And our replays have subtitles in several languages. So there you go. So if you want to learn how to start your online business, all you have to do is just register into any of the websites that appear on the screen. All right, so let's dive into our topic for today.
Okay, so we'll be talking about from setbacks to setup, how challenges shape success.
Yes, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So, so today we are tackling something every one of us faces, and that is, setbacks. But here's a perspective shift. Setbacks aren't the end, okay? Although we think that, oh my God, that's the end, I can do anything. Um, we have to shift that mindset, okay? But here is the perspective shift. Yeah, I already said that, sorry. They're setups for greater growth, okay? So stronger resilience and long-term success. In fact, some of the most extraordinary stories of achievement come from people who turn their biggest challenges into their greatest opportunities. And we're we're gonna see some of those examples in our next point. So, but let's find out what points are we gonna be talking about this topic.
Okay, so we have 3 points today. The first one is setback builds resilience. Number two, setbacks create learning opportunities. And number three, setbacks often redirect us towards greater purpose.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna be talking. So let's start with point number one.
Okay, so point number one, setbacks build resilience. So here's a fact for you. Research from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows that people who face adversity early in life often develop stronger resilience and higher life satisfaction later on. So how to explain this? Setbacks aren't just obstacles; they are training ground. Each challenge teaches us to adapt, problem solve, and persevere. Every failure strengthens your resilience muscle, which is essential not only in entrepreneurship but in life. You know, um, so let me share this about my personal story. When I first started this digital business, I faced moments where I doubted myself, my skills, and even the path I had chosen. That's what happens. When I started the business, I was very insecure. I really didn't believe I could make it because I didn't really have the background, I didn't have the experience, you know? So I question if this path had was the right one for me. So campaigns didn't work. Um, that it was hard to really think about recording myself because I didn't think at first you could see, the way I was showing up. I wasn't really secure. I didn't really feel like the confidence to go out and talk in front of the camera. So campaigns didn't work, content felt flat, and at times I felt like giving up. But each setback became a lesson. And that's where we really need to learn. You learn lessons from setbacks. I learned what worked, what didn't, and how to adjust. Over time, these experiences made me more confident, strategic, and resilient. So, you know setbacks are not bad, they're not always bad, it's just the way you see them. You have to really see, how can I improve, what can I use out of this, because we were in a learning process. So an example here, just like Thomas Edison, who didn't fail um, 10,000 times inventing the light bulb, but instead discovered 10,000 ways that didn't work. Every obstacle I faced taught me how to innovate and move forward stronger. So, what's the takeaway here? Resilience isn't built in comfort zones. And we have to really know this. You know, you're not going to find resilience in a comfort zone. It is built in the moment that challenges you. Your setbacks today are the foundation of your breakthrough tomorrow.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you for sharing that. So, Isabel explained, when we talk about from setback to setups on how challenges shape success. In this case, setbacks build resilience, so it builds that endurance to be able to face anything that, we have to encounter. So, you have the resilience to bounce back and continue. Okay, so the second point is setbacks create learning opportunities. So according to the Harvard Business Review, organization and individuals that practice failure learning improve future performance by 23% compared to those who don't analyze setbacks. And this is true. We're talking about organizations, or for example businesses or individuals, because this really applies to both cases. For example, like organizations, like when a company makes, for example, just to give you an example, it makes a promotion, thinking that they will have a success on that promotion. But then as they went through, they realized that, they actually did a bad move. Well, guess what? They learn from that mistake. So they're not going to do it again. Okay. But it's a learning experience, it's a learning curve. But it helps them, to modify, for next time their promotion, so they will be able to achieve success. When it comes to individuals, many of us faces challenges, and when we face these challenges, it all has to do with the mindset, to having the right mindset, because many times we tend to see it as a negative thing. But in reality, every setback or failure that you face is not negative. It depends how you look at it, because it could be a lesson. It could be that maybe, there's something better ahead for you. um, so we're gonna go into a little more detail on this. So every challenge comes with lessons. Okay, so about strategy, timing, or even mindset. Okay, so those lessons prepare you for bigger wins. I can give you a story about this. When I started my journey, I faced a setback in my YouTube ad. I launched my YouTube ad and I was so excited. It was my first one, and then suddenly, I get disapproved by YouTube. And, I thought that I had a good mindset, like a strong mindset. But, the business proved me wrong. I didn't. And the thing is, like, your mindset, you have to train your mindset on a daily basis. And I didn't. So when I faced this, for me, it was like the end of the world. So I took it that way, devastated. But then, I had someone who was helped me, to bounce back. Then, I learned from this lesson that, one, you have to work on your mindset on a daily basis. And I learned, that how to avoid that for next time, how to fix the problem. So there was a lot from that failure. There was a lot of things that I learned. So there's a lot of lessons that came in, mindset, strategy, for next time. That now that I know that when I pick a word, don't pick a word that has two meanings, because the word that I picked was investment, but I was talking about investment in time. But YouTube took it the other way, investment as a financial investment. So that's why my ad got disapproved. So you learn from those mistakes, and once you face that again, because I did face another disapproval, by this time on another platform on Facebook. But when I face it for the second time, you know what? I learned from the first one. That is not the end of the world. The only thing you have to do is just find out what is the problem and fix it, you know? So when I faced it on Facebook, I didn't have the same mindset that I had the first time. So I learned from that setback. So it's a learning process as you go, but um, it's a lesson, and it makes you to move forward. It makes you to keep growing. So here's an example. In business, maybe an ad campaign fails or launch flops. So instead of giving up, I was kind of like giving up at the time, but I was lucky that I had somebody who from the community who helped me to bounce back. The lesson learned helps you refine your process and come back stronger next time. And that's what happened to me on my second time, when I had another advertising, but now on Facebook. I didn't have the same mindset of giving up. I I know that I could fix the problem. I just need to find out how to, and then ask questions. And then I was able to do it. So the lesson from this is that setbacks create learning opportunities, because you learn from those setbacks or those failures, and sometimes you learn more than one thing. Like in my case, I learned so many things from that just occasion. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys for that point. And let's move on to the next point.
Okay, guys. So next point is setbacks often redirect us towards greater purpose. So here's the fact for you. Psychology Today reports that post Traumatic growth, positive change follow challenges occurs in more than 50% of people after experiencing adversity. So setbacks aren't always roadblocks, they're signals. Sometimes a closed door is actually guidance. You know that there's a saying, I don't know if you guys have the same saying in English because this one is in Spanish. It's like when a door closes, a window's gonna open up. So um this is something we need to keep in mind. You know, when a door closes on us, is actually guidance, is redirecting us to another path, to a greater path, to a better opportunity. So directing us towards opportunity we might never have considered before. You know, these moments push us to rethink our path and often brings us closer to true purpose. So I remember the early days of my career when I hit a wall, feeling burned out, uncertain, and stuck in routines that drained me. At that time, I felt like I was failing, you know, I felt failure. But setbacks forced me to reevaluate what really mattered. And what really mattered to me, what I really wanted was freedom, flexibility, and making an impact. You know, when you have that purpose of making an impact in other people's lives, that really gives you a lot of meaning and it fulfills the way you feel, you know? So it pushed me to explore digital entrepreneurship when I could align my work with my values, serve others, and create a life on my terms. That's what I'm doing in this business. You know, now this business I enjoy it so much because I know I'm helping and impacting other lives. So what seemed like a breakdown was actually the turning point that changed everything for me. Many of us in the digital business role, it started because of career pivot, a burned out, or life change. You know, those setbacks became the catalyst for growth, purpose, and a meaningful impact. And I'm so happy, you know, that I really push myself out of my comfort zone to start this business because I was really doubting myself. I had so many questions, so many fears, and I was like almost to the point where I didn't start just because of all the things that seemed against me because I didn't have the experience, because I was very quiet, very insecure. But I'm thankful today for that Isabel that 2 years ago decided to take this path even though she didn't have all the answers. So, what's the takeaway here? Setbacks don't just test you, they redirect you. What feels like an ending may actually be the starting of your most aligned and purposeful chapter. So, keep that in mind, you know, let that sink in because a lot of times we feel like we're to a dead end, you know, like everything is against you. You don't know your way out. You don't know how to find the purpose that you really want in your life, but you're not going to find that in your comfort zone. You really have to walk out of it and find that freedom, that fulfillment, and that happiness that you really want in your life when you walk out of your comfort zone.
Thank you, Isabel. And well, Isabel just talk about, setbacks, often redirectors towards a greater purpose. And I think all of us, we have faced one time or another in our life, where we thought that at the moment, like, oh, this door closed to me. And then we thought that it was the end for us, because we wanted to continue working there. But sometimes, God knows better, and then He's just redirecting us to where we're supposed to go to have a better, path for us. So we don't understand at the time, but once we look back, you will see that, okay, that was supposed to happen for me to be here where I am today. Okay, so our takeaway for this topic is setbacks are roadblocks. Okay, they are stepping stones, and we hear a lot in that in business. That's what, it make us keep growing and keep moving our business forward. And also, like in personal life too. So they give you resilience, they give you wisdom and redirection that prepare you for a greater success. So the next time you face a challenge, remember this could be your setup for something extraordinary. So you never know what could be on the other side of what you think is, is a setback, is an actually a blessing in a disguise. So what is our message for the audience?
Okay, our message for you: if you've been facing challenges and wondering if they mean stop, let this be your reminder. They might just mean step up. Drop the word set up below and message us to watch the free info session that shows how setbacks can lead to building something better online. So drop setup in the comments. We'll be happy to share our free info session so you can learn more.
Yes. And we have arrived to the end of our lives. So we hope so that you learned something today, that, setbacks are actually not a bad thing. It's something that help us to shape ourselves, like working on a mindset, having a better perspective, or having a better purpose, because we are redirecting, towards a better path. So if you enjoy what we shared today, or if you want to share your story, if you have another story like us, we related to the topic, you can put it in the comments and we'll be happy to read it. And if you want to learn more about this online business opportunity, here are 3 ways that you can get in touch with us. You can either put in the comments more info, or you can send us a private message and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have, or you can register directly into our website with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So we have live webinars every Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time, which is 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So when you register into our website, it will take you to a page. Well, you will receive an email that will contain 2 links. The first one, it will take you to a page that will have 2 buttons, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday, so you can register for either day or for both. The second link that you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, you can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. So now you're probably wondering, so what is it that we're going to find out on the webinar? On the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why did they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who were the hosts and panelists from yesterday's live webinar. So if you want to catch that one before next Tuesday's live webinar, here were the hosts and panelists for that day.
Okay, so yesterday we had our live webinar and we had Suzette as our host. She is an entrepreneur. We also had Pivi and Josh. Pivi is an ICU nurse and Josh is a real estate agent. We also had Aaroneth, who is a detective. We had Anna, a call center advocate. We also had Lisa, who is a health worker. We had May, who is a registered nurse. And we had Dustin, who is also a nurse. And last but not least, we had Rachel, who is a licensed vocational nurse. So if you want to learn more, you can save your spot by going into the websites you see on the screen, so you can either receive the replay to this past Thursday's live webinar, or you can register and attend the live webinar that we will have next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, thank you, Isabel. Yeah, so if you're catching the replay of yesterday's live webinar, our replay has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages. So that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So if you want to learn how to start your online business, you can either put in the comments more info, send us a private message, or register directly into our website. So I want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. If you're watching us from Facebook and you haven't subscribed to our Facebook business page, you can subscribe up here on the top, and then or you can follow us, and you can learn more about us and what type of content we post, and more information about this online business opportunity. If you're watching us from YouTube and you haven't subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to our channel and press the notification bell to get notified when we post new content and when we are going live. So that way you keep learning more about this online business opportunity. And when you feel ready, we'll be happy to guide you as mentors. You're never alone on this journey because you will have us and an entire global online community. So you will have all the support that you need to be able to succeed. Okay, so let's dive into our topic, or what is our topic for next Friday?
Okay, so next Friday, we will have creating multiple income streams with online businesses. So don't forget to come and join us next Friday for this very good topic that we're going to have about how you can create multiple income streams with an online business.
Yes, because in today's economy, one income stream is no longer enough. An online business give you options. So there you go. So we have arrived to the end of our lives. We want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and blessed Saturday for those who are already on Saturday, and a happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone. So thank you again for being here with us, and until the next episode of the Empowering Lives Through an Online Business. So thank you again for being here, and God bless you all, and thank you for watching.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful Friday.